I have never hitchhiked in the literal sense. I've never stood on the side of the road and stuck out my thumb with the hopes that a passing vehicle would stop and pick me up. And when I think of hitchhiking, it conjures up all sorts of familiar tropes and cautionary tales. The Merriam-Webster definition of hitchhike is to be carried or transported by chance or unintentionally. I'm not so sure I agree with that definition, and I'll tell you why. So what stands out the most to me is the idea that despite the inherent associated dangers, the hitchhiker has discerned that the fear of staying where they are is far greater than the fear of where they might be going. And so, unattached to knowing where the journey will take them, they show up on the side of the road and extend their arm with a deliberate, emphatic, literal thumbs up to chance. And that, from my point of view, qualifies as intention. The definition of hitchhike cited earlier is more aptly applied to the word hijacked, as so many of us have felt over the past year. None of us intended to be carried or transported by chance to where we are now. We were essentially hijacked, diverted from where we thought we were going to where we are today. We've all experienced that, how did I get here feeling of time slipping past without us noticing, and we've all been guided in one way or the other by principles or rules of thumb along the way. The definition of a rule of thumb is a generally accepted guideline, policy, or method of doing something based on practice rather than facts. A simple example of a rule of thumb is the general guideline that you don't wear white after Labor Day. I think we can all agree that there is no guideline for what to do after a global pandemic. And yet, as we move towards reopening, we now find ourselves standing at a juncture that is offering us the opportunity to create new rules of thumb for ourselves, to chart new maps and travel new pathways, both rural and neural. Like the hitchhiker, we have the chance to choose old rules of thumb and return to life as we knew it, or we can ask ourselves whether or not the fear of staying where we are is greater than the fear of where we might go. I'm Lisa Hopkins. Thanks for listening, everyone. Stay safe and healthy, and remember to live in the moment.